what a game! And I would sit here and say, what a game for the Toronto Raptors. However, it's more or less what a game from Fred VanVleet as he passes to DeMar DeRozan for most points in a single game in Raptors franchise history. 54 from Fred VanVleet. You could tell by the end of it, the guy was gassed. But what a game for Fred VanVleet. Efficient, tenacious on defense, and then he drops 54. Our franchise record. And here we go. You ready for the crazy numbers? Here we go. Becomes the first undrafted player in NBA history to score more than 40, if I'm not mistaken. More or less, he has the most points scored by an undrafted player ever. All right, in a single game. So fantastic for Fred VanVleet. He has 8 3-pointers in the first half alone. That is the most in the franchise history for 3-pointers in the first half. Danny Green had 7 back in 2019. Fred VanVleet passes that. He is second in franchise history for 11 3-pointers made in the entire game. He made 11 threes. Fred VanVleet had 54 points on 23 field goals. That is ridiculous. And he was 11 for 14 from 3. At one point he was 11 to 12, but he just got gassed near the end. He was just chucking them up and hoping that it banks in or something. But more or less, what a job there from Fred VanVleet. Now, let's get to some other guys real quick before we jump back to Freddie V. Kyle Lowry, 15th career triple-double. Crazy. In the same game. And it was on his wife's birthday. So there you go. Good birthday present for his wife. And then Fred VanVleet, good stuff there. And then Norman Powell, who's probably not going to be talked about at all, scores 23 today. And dating back to before his injury that he had and missed a couple games, that's his 5th straight 20-point performance. Norman Powell, we're feeling real good out there. And we're liking what we're seeing from Norm. But now let's get to the game, okay? I've done my stats. I got all my specifics out of the way. Now, let's get to this game. First off, Raptors win it 123-108, if I didn't say that already. And they are now 9-12 on the season. They have won 2 straight. I know. It is the Orlando Magic, okay? They're not a great basketball team. They're injured like crazy. They just lost Aaron Gordon the last game. So I understand they're not a great team. But you know, these 2 wins were not really about winning 2 games. It was about this team getting back to what they do best. Tenacious defense and making big shots in the 4th quarter, right? They had that lead in that 4th quarter and just built on it and beat them down. They didn't let any team come back. They didn't let them come back. And they just had a nice, smooth victory. We have not seen that much this year. So enjoy it, because I'm going to. All right? Now, let's start right at the top, okay? I got my numbers here, all right? Let's start with Fred VanVleet, all right? Without a doubt. Like we said, 54 points. 3 rebounds, couple dimes, but that's not the main thing. Here we go. 17 for 23 from the field. Ridiculous. 9 of 9 from the free throw line. Money. 11 for 14 from 3. Insane. And oh yeah, by the way, he's just going to get you 3 steals and 3 blocks as well, because that's Fred VanVleet. Incredible offensive player, tenacious defender, leads the NBA in deflections on the defensive end. The guy's an animal. Absolutely fantastic. Pascal Siakam is the next guy we're going to talk about, and people are going to instantly get on him, right? Oh, he only had 12 points, shot 4 of 11. Oh, the guy's terrible. Trade him, package him for this and this. So when Fred VanVleet has like 9 points and shoots 3 for 15, we're not going to talk about him. But when Pascal does it, it's instantly a problem. He also had 5 boards. He had 8 dimes in Pascal. So I wouldn't say it was a terrible performance. Yeah, it was a shot not falling. Yeah, that wasn't great. But he moved the ball. He had 5 boards. He had 8 assists. When you see Pascal moving the rock like that, that's what I like to see. Look, I love seeing him drop 32 and 30. Those are nice. But the 8 dimes is what I like. When you're not shooting the ball well, what do? That's why Kyle Lowry is such a good player. That's why Fred VanVleet is such a great player. Because when they don't shoot the ball well, they do everything else to help your team. And we know that Pascal, when he's been struggling, he just struggles all around. He's really had a tough time. But Pascal, he had 8 dimes, 5 boards. I think he had 1 or 2 steals in the game as well. So I'm not mad at him. I can't be. Right? Now, I want to see him come out there in the next game and start getting some mojo back, though. We can't expect this every single night, right? Because that means your shot's not going every night, and that's a problem. Kyle Lowry, as we mentioned earlier, 15th career triple-double, 15th triple-double with the Toronto Raptors. Let me make that very clear. 14 points, 10 boards, 10 dimes, shot 4 of 11, but as we said with Kyle Lowry, he's going to do everything else. Shot 4 of 11, 3 of 8 from 3, and 4 steals for Kyle Lowry. Fantastic game for him. And Norm Powell, as we mentioned, was fantastic. 23 points in the game today, 2 boards, 2 dimes, shot 7 of 15 from the field, 5 of 5 from the line, was 4 of 9 from 3, and he made some big-time shots there in that fourth quarter. And the big thing about, what Fred did and what guys like Norm Powell did today, when the offense wasn't really cruising in that first half, right, and they were kind of splotchy, Fred VanVleet was the guy to get them out of that and, push them over the top and kind of keep them in that basketball game. In that fourth quarter, when the offense was kind of struggling and Orlando was making a little bit of a run to get back in this game, who made some huge shots? Norman Powell. We talk about, in quite a few videos, you need that one guy, right? When the game's on the line, when the game's tight, or you need that extra boost because they're not firing on all cylinders, who's going to step up and make that play? And today you saw Fred make that play in the first half. You saw Norm in the fourth quarter. Those guys did their jobs. They were fantastic today. All right, great job, Norm. And by the way, he had 4 steals as well. Incredible. All right, now let's get to the specific numbers for the team before we briefly go back and talk about Fred and the fantastic performance he had yet again. All right, quickly. 48% from the field. Money. 44% from 3. Money. 32 dimes. Fantastic. I mean, when Fred's dealing the way he is, he's making buckets, and a lot of them were catch and shoots. Again, that's a testament to the rest of the team, because they made his life easier. Yes, obviously he made the shots, but he had to get pretty good looks. Now, obviously they were deep. Fred VanVleet's range has expanded over the years, and it is fantastic. All right, 32 assists. 14 steals for the Toronto Raptors, but also you got to look at it and say, well, Fred, Norm, and Kyle, just those 3 guys, had 11 of the 14, so they had big nights tonight. All right, and turnovers, this was an interesting number that I looked at today. Orlando had 16 turnovers, the Raptors had 11. Not an overly glaring number, right? Not numbers you look at and say, man, this team absolutely slaughtered these guys in that way. No, I wouldn't say it was all crazy. However, the Raptors won the points off of those turnovers 36-18. They doubled them. And that's a huge reason of why this team won today. Fantastic job by the Toronto Raptors. Now let's get back to the man, Freddie V. Okay? Because I wanted to come back to this and kind of when we end off the video, that's the final focus I want to be on, because that is the reason this Raptor team won the game today. I mean, without a doubt in my mind, right? I wouldn't say Orlando didn't even play that bad of a game. They were making a lot of shots. They did a really good job without so many guys. But Fred VanVleet, guys, look, he got the big payday in the offseason. He had a great start to the year, but he's kind of been in a lull. And he even said that in his post game that, he hasn't been shooting the ball extremely well lately. He's missing a lot of wide open shots, and that's going to happen, right? That's going to happen. That's why we're not harping on him too much. That's why we shouldn't be harping on Pascal Siakam. But in wins, you don't do that. And in losses, everything's magnified. That's the way it works in the NBA. That's the way it works in sports. When you lose, you want to put a blame on somebody. When you win, everybody's great, or one guy has a spectacular performance, and that's the guy you look towards and talk about, right? Fred VanVleet today. And what's going on here? There we go. Okay, and I trimmed my beard a little bit today, and I think I missed something. Oh, well, doesn't matter. I got to say one thing about Fred VanVleet. The thing I love about him is not only that he can make buckets, the way we saw it today, right? The way we've seen quite often in his career. He's averaging, with the 54, he's probably averaging around 20 a game, which is fantastic. But that's not the thing I love about him. The thing I love about Fred VanVleet is no matter what he does, no matter what he does in the offensive end, right? He can drop 70, he can drop 10, doesn't matter. He's going to give you grade A quality defense on the other side of the floor no matter what. And that right there, that is the reason that I think when Kyle Lowry leaves, Fred VanVleet is just going to take that torch and run with it. That is the reason why Kyle, they've been playing alongside each other. And I've been reading a lot of comments. I've been seeing on Twitter and Instagram how people are just reaming Nick Nurse a new one, just giving it to him because he's playing Lowry and VanVleet together. And they're saying, oh, have Lowry come off the bench. First off, you're a lunatic for saying the best player in franchise history and still a fantastic player should be coming off the bench right now. Fred VanVleet, I think he showed you today why he shouldn't be coming off the bench right now. So who deserves it, right? That's why Norm's coming off the bench. Usually he should start, but OG's hurt right now. When OG comes back, it's unfortunate because Norm's probably going to go back to the bench. Right? So there's so many things that can happen with this team. With an injury like OG, it's just allowing things to happen, allowing Lowry to start and Freddie to start, and clearly Norm Powell's more comfortable starting. But when OG comes back, something's got to give. Something's got to move around. And usually that's Norman Powell. And it sucks. But who knows if Lowry's going to be back next year? We don't know. And if he's not, Norm Powell might be your starting shooting guard for the foreseeable future, right? And might be totally fine with that, the way he's been playing as a starter all year long and into last year. So that's the one thing I wanted to bring up when it comes to Freddie and the comments that I've been reading, and not even just in the comment section, but all over the internet right now, about reaming Nick Nurse out for playing the two guards, because it worked today. I understand, there's some games where it's not going to work. But again, like I've said many times, in a loss, everything is magnified. Everything is magnified. But in a win, it's okay. It's okay. It worked. We're fine. But then if let's say Lowry and Fred don't have great games in the next one. Oh, Nick Nurse playing the two guards. Come on. You can't be doing that. Right? So that's my opinion on that, guys. But hey, no matter what, you won the basketball game. We're here talking positives. And what a win it was for the Toronto Raptors and Fred VanVleet. Career high 54. Shot an extremely good percentage. A franchise record 54. And I mean, the guy just keeps breaking records. He's an absolutely fantastic player. And ladies and gentlemen, we just re-signed this guy for quite some time. He's going to be a Toronto Raptor for a very long time. And we are so excited to have him around here in Toronto, right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game there this evening, because damn it, if you didn't, I don't know what the heck's wrong with you. You're probably not a Raptor fan at that point. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What you like, what you not like from today's game. Because if you didn't like Pascal, fine, go ahead and talk about it. But really, this game is about Fred VanVleet and even Kyle Lowry and even Norman Powell. Those are the guys we should be talking about right now. Go nuts in the comments below. Twitter's down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Instagram link is down in the description, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And if you're still around here, guys, Jays fans, if you are actually here, if you follow Blue Jays Center on Instagram, guys, tomorrow I'll be going live. Instagram live with the guys, or I won't be with them, but I'll be doing a live Instagram, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Guest Dan Schulman. Blue Jays Dan Schulman's going to be on there with me talking at 4:30. Can't wait to do that. And it's going to kind of be a normal thing going on there in Blue Jays Center and doing some lives. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go follow up, guys. Blue Jays Center. All right, on Instagram. Go check that out. And Chase Banner on iTunes and or your favorite podcast app. Or go crazy, guys. Go find us. It's just a lot of fun. I love talking to those guys and whatnot. But it's going to be fun talking to Dan tomorrow about the Blue Jays. And a lot of rumblings going on today about the Blue Jays. We'll talk about that at 4:30 tomorrow with him. It's going to be a lot of fun, right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I really do appreciate that. But I'll talk to you guys Raptors edition, all right? Ready for this? Because this is going to be an interesting game on Friday in Brooklyn. 7:30 tip-off, taking on Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden and the Brooklyn Nets. This team's won 2 straight. Freddie V coming off 54. How's it gonna go? We'll have to wait and see. That's a great thing about sports. You never know what you're gonna see on any given night. All right. So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.